Hi, I'm August Keller, and this is my review of Kinds of Kindness. So, this movie breaks a lot of storytelling fundamentals. It's very unconventional, and that makes it difficult, but also rewarding. It's got unnatural dialogue, the acting is very emotionless, and the plot is very like a riddle almost. It's three different stories, it's an anthology. All the plots are very cryptic and confusing and symbolic. They're all fables. So, that might be uncomfortable. That's definitely going to be uncomfortable for most general audiences, but for art house fans, I think there's a lot here. It's very dense with symbolism, and it's got this really unique mixture of emotions where you're feeling it's funny, but also sad at the same time. Very, very sad, very lonely, but also very silly, which is not two emotions you feel at the same time very often. So it examines. I think the main theme is probably power and abuse of power, control. It also deals with identity and trust, sexuality, love, dreams, food, like consumption is a recurring motif, and it all seems to be critiquing how we exploit each other, specifically how we exploit each other's need for acceptance. It's dry and absurd, and that really feels strange, but that highlights how alienating this can feel. It really exaggerates those feelings of artificiality in relationships and loneliness, alienation through this dry absurdism. It makes us as viewers feel alienated, and the movie itself feels manufactured and artificial. So thematically, it works. And the acting, while I said the acting is very deadpan and emotionless, it also is able to hit these notes of range and vulnerability. The characters cry, even though, and it's this really strange balance of being wooden and detached, but also crying, and also showing these glimpses of deep, deep sadness in these characters. It's very, it's like a, it's like a high wire act. It's very impressive. So all together, Kinds of Kindness exposes these alien aspects of being human, where we feel alienated, by depicting humanity through an alien lens. It it's strange and shows how we are strange. Technically, Kinds of Kindness creates a lot of isolation. The movie is just a big thought experiment in isolation, and it does this through this like cold, calculated craft and these dry tones. The cinematography has a lot of spacing, a lot of like composition where there's just empty space. The lighting is very backlit a lot of times. The movement is very minor and calculated, very precise, and all of that creates a sense of loneliness. The editing is a bit long. Some might say over long, but it's very purposeful. It's got a lot of dissolves and inserts, and has this anthology structure. It's very pulled back. The sound isn't too much of a factor, but there are smash cuts, voiceovers, a lot of stings, split cuts, and emphasis. The music is very unsettling. There's a lot of like droning, singing, like almost like wailing, and the pianos are like very arrhythmic, where it's just like striking these offbeat piano chords, or not even chords, just one piano key, very hard and very staccato. The production design has a lot of meaningful colors, very unusual colors sometimes too. The aesthetics are very off kilter, almost like, again, alien. Like, these aren't people living here. These are like people like creatures. And the characters, because it's an anthology, there's the same person is playing multiple characters throughout the movie, and they all look different. So that's all production design. The cast has got good fame, excellent talent, great fit. I don't know if Plemons has worked with Lanthimos before, but they work together really well, and they're all optimized because they're all playing these multiple characters. So yeah, that the cast is very well placed. The effects aren't that important, but there are stunts, there's some brief gore, and CGI touches, some makeup. So overall, Kinds of Kindness subverts what most people will think of as entertainment. It's not entertaining in the conventional sense, but it's got a lot of skill and a lot of substance, and that's like very evident. So I think it's a good movie. I would say it's even a great movie. It's not my favorite Lanthimos movie. In fact, it might be the least favorite that I've seen so far, but it's still very good and might grow on me. I would recommend it if you like Lanthimos' earlier work, if you like art house things, if you're willing to be challenged as a viewer. This is an artist making art and trying to say something that is important. It's a good movie and it's worth praising for sure. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. If you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to like and subscribe. I also have an Instagram linked in the description. But at the very least, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, thanks.